What's up, YouTube? Welcome back. Sazon here in the Daily Grind. This is Saint Seiya, awakening the Chinese version. I have some dire news for you fellow players that are on the Chinese servers and live somewhere else that is not China. Um, they have a public health issue with people playing way too much, and they are trying to protect their underage users and stuff like that. And that's not really the problem. The problem is, in order, they need something to validate that you are an adult and that you quote unquote know what you're doing with your time, and you are a responsible adult and you will only play what you have to play. So this actually started a few months back in Saint Seiya. They required you to fill a questionnaire or something like that. And well, for the most part, it worked for me just answering the questionnaire. But for many people that didn't, or that just recently started out, and before they decide to do any spending, there's an event going on where they ask of you to upgrade your game to a newer version in exchange for one summoning star. Uh, if they wanted to trick people, I would have given 10 or 20, but anyways, I digress. The thing is, if you upgrade to that newer version right now, you will be required to provide a valid Chinese identification number and a Chinese sounding name before you are able to keep playing. And even if you don't, on the 24th, July 24th, because we are sorry, we are behind one day uh, with the Chinese server, 5 or 4 or 5 p.m. Central Standard Time in the United States. So update that accordingly to where you live. The game will be forcibly upgraded to that newer version. If you don't have the latest APK installed, then you won't be able to play. So that basically means, at least for me, that I'm gonna risk it. I'm gonna wait until the 24th to upgrade, to use the updater. I don't know if I'm going to be forced to download a new APK for the Chinese version, and I'm going to try to whistle my way out and use a Chinese ID generator or something. I'm told this works, but I haven't tested it. And so far, once I learned about this, I wanted to first get the rest of the showcases out of the way. So I'm gonna be uploading like crazy this coming week. The Patreon, by the way, is also already set up, and I originally wanted to play on both versions, but if I'm unable to keep playing in the Chinese one, well, basically my whole roster is going to waste. Fortunately, I have only spent like $10 in 8 months, so money is not a concern. But I'm kind of bummed because I had I have finally unlocked this girl, and now, well, it's actually this. Since apparently you can only unlock her through shards from the chests, I finally got her. I was about to find out if she is viable or not, and then this happened. So I only have like 12 days now left. So I'm gonna be working overtime to bring you character showcases. everybody. So instead of bringing somebody to level 80, which was the plan, I am already capable of bringing one more character to level 80, and I was going to. Uh, uh, I don't know what the name is in English. Make a drawing, a draw up. Make you guys choose what character was going to be brought to level 80 first from all these candidates that are already level 70, and that was including Mu, because I have Camus, Shura, Aphrodite, Death Mask, Gemini Saga, Ailoya, Shion, Doko, Pope Arles, Sea Dragon Canon, Pandora, Evil Saga, and well, Mu. Because I have Aldebaran in Sagittarius Seiya, but those are level 60, and I no longer have any C cards to bring them to five stars, and I need 3 books each. That's not that big of a problem. Oh, and also Krishna Krisaur will hopefully will be released in the coming weeks in the Singapore version. So there's that. So now I'm not going to bring a character to level 80 right away because I have to wait. I don't want to update the game and lose access completely because there are many things coming on. Like I can still play next Wednesday, and I want to find out what the banner is. So I'm still saving my summoning stars. I have 11 here after spending 110 trying to get Poseidon. That's not going to happen. Seriously, that's not going to happen in this version. Not with that luck. And just give you the pointers. The Chinese version is in a very nice state. That's for example, they have added Firebird Iki to the guys that you can actually farm through friendship. It's a pretty late stage. That's 17.2. You get to do the friendship thing with him. But this is a pretty nice card to have. I've seen people complain that he loses health. Yeah, initially he's kind of a suicide bomber, but later on he's just a magnificent damage dealer, and he can turn his flame strike into an AoE of sorts if he's paired with Babel. Where's the store? Here. Something I don't like about the Singapore version is that skins have stats tied to them. This is not so in the Chinese version, and we just got a diving suit Kraken Isaac. And it's technically for free because you can farm those skin tickets. It just takes a very long time. You're given 4 each day. So that's 1200 by the end of the month. No, 120 by the end of the month. So it takes a while. Some events give you this, and as you can see, this is the one we have in Awakening. Later on, this was starting this year during Chinese New Year celebration. Yuhurisa, I don't know what the name, the Crane Saint, got a new skin. As you can see, no stats are tied to the skins. Kiki, apart from his mariachi self, who you can buy for 30 yuan, If you watch carefully, he doesn't have any stat attached to the skin. These are just cosmetics, like skins should be. Even if it's only just 10 speed, believe me, 10 speed is very powerful in this game. And that could very well make Kiki over 700 speed in the Awakening version, because he's very, very hard to break 680 here. But with just 10 guaranteed for just like, it's like $5 or something. Well, now they open up this one. This was paid to have originally, the Chinese Dragon Kiki. Now it has been opened to using tickets. Aloya got a Christmas one. Leo, I've been meaning to get this. The Nero Priest also has her winter skin. Some of these are already in the game. For the Bronze Saints, they're training. Their training costumes, or well, their normal clothes for them. And somebody was asking me, what's the with Saga? Well, the thing is, here in the Chinese version, these things you can buy at any moment, and you can buy them for free. These are just the skins you get. Some of them are gameplay related. For the vast majority of the characters, you can just buy them. There is one for Ursa Minor, and this is the Gemini Guardian, the Gemini Temple Guardian. Saga can actually possess and control his cloth at a distance just using telekinesis, and he usually appears as a man with an obscured face when he is doing this. Because originally in the storyline, nobody knew who the Gemini Saint was. And some people were surprised that he suddenly shows up at the sanctuary, because no one has ever seen him, and he's guarding his temple. But then he's defeated, and turns out it's just the cloth with nobody inside. Well, it's Saga anyways. And this was also free, and as you can see, the gangster stuff. This very Two-Facey, Two-Face from Batman, Harvey Two-Face, costume for Gemini Saga. You could also buy with just your skin tickets. So I already got two of these because they are kind of essential for Saga. And I also got the Christmas one for Athena, and this one that was also free here. In fact, this was the first skin for Athena, and now they're selling this. I don't really mind, because it has many other prices attached, and you get like a whole month to decide whether or not to buy the Saint Medal package. That's just $10, and you get many stuff, and you can buy that retroactively. Like you can wait until you have level 30 or 40 in the rewards before saying, well, okay, now it's worth it for me to spend money in the game. Well, but as you can see here, no skin has stats attached. I don't know if they're going to change that. I certainly hope they will, because 2% of anything in this game is not really that much, because you can get more. For example, Cosmo Attack, you can go up to 100% through Cosmo Substat. So a 2% is not really indicative. It's not meaningful or game impacting in any way. It impacts the game more early, like before anybody gets a full double S rank Cosmos completely upgraded to plus 10 with all with 6 substats and perfectly aligned to the character. Yeah, before that I think it would affect some bit. After that, No, not really. It's not a pay to win mechanic. I'm just annoyed more than angry or upset that they have paywalled the skins, because in the original product it's something you can get through grinding. Like, it's not completely paywalled. Just the Kiki one, I don't know for what reason. This skin has always been paywall. And there are a lot of mariachi Kikis in the Chinese version. People just they just dig the costume and they're willing to pay real money for that. And it's not that much. It's like $5, I believe, something like that. But since it's just cosmetic and has no impact in gameplay, well, you can do whatever you like. You can play with your tunes without the skins or whatever. This is a big difference with the Chinese version. They have a diamond shop, and everything you buy with either diamonds or real life money, like Joan. They have several ways of purchasing stuff. You can even buy them with your telephone line. They charge your cellular phone for the stuff you want to buy. And it's better in some ways. I like this store a lot more. It's just the only problem is that it doesn't accept PayPal. So you have to go buy a gift card of QQ coin or a 10-cent gift card specifically for the game, and then you can buy stuff. Um, so yeah, I'm kind of pretty bummed about this, that everything is going to go. But I just wanted to give you the heads up, guys. Oh, and there's another event going on where you exchange materials like this. Well, I'm lacking some materials here, but the thing is, if you land on a combination, the best one so far is get 9 of each material and you get a chance of getting blue skill book shards. But the best one is the immediate before with just 6 of each one, because it gives you cannon shards, sea dragon cannon shards at random from 1 to 5. And I'm gathering enough for my current one. I'm pretty certain this is coming because this is a repeat event, but the first time it came out, it didn't have this list. So you were kind of just wondering, oh, what if I mix this and if I mix that? This is more fair. This was needed in the original one. Like, who is going to go chasing Kasa Lumnades shards? I mean, I will go for Skilla or Bayan because Kraken you can farm anywhere else, or maybe Chrysaor or stuff like that. But the best one is getting cannon shards, because it gives you 50 every time you exchange the materials. It gives you 50 flower cases, and you can use that to level up your temple. This is going to come to our version, so make sure to take notes. Like, I don't want to gamble and tell you in the future I'm going to do this and that. Next videos from the Chinese version that come after this is not going to be fights, is not going to be farming or story mode or more events. No, just the coming videos are going to be all exclusively characters that are not in the Awakening version, because I might lose access to this account. If that's not the case in the end, well, that will be super good luck, but I'm not betting on this. Now, if you're playing the Chinese version, this is your last warning. Do not chase this star. I had the fortune that a fellow player that has passed me a lot of tips. Uh, he did this and then he lost access to his account. He was very lucky. He has a Chinese friend that allowed him, that is not playing the Saint Seiya game, and allowed him to have his data. Now, be warned, even if you manage to do that, if you manage to convince a Chinese person to give you their what amounts to be their social security number and name to write down in the game, it only works once per name. Like this thing is super big in China, and they are going ham with it, and that's just to keep underage players from staying. Because if you register with an underage name, with an underage number, because this number they give you right when you are born or something, so you cannot cheat your way through that for any valid document. The game will limit you to 2 or 3 sessions of 1 hour each, and then that's that. You can no longer log into the game until the next server reaches, just to keep the young guys from spending their day playing this. So don't do this. Don't do this one unless you're certain that you have a Chinese ID and a name. There are many tutorials in YouTube about bypassing this kind of protection. For other games, I have not seen one for Saint Seiya, so I don't know if the Chinese generators work with this. The usual cheat, and I have used that before in other games, is you go to a fake Chinese ID number generator and you just copy paste some names, so you can be called Wong Fei Hong or Jackie Chan or even Bruce Lee or something, as long Fei Long, for example, would be a valid Chinese name, or you can even write down, but it has to be in kanji, in Mandarin. You could write Master Roshi or something like that, or even as the Doko, which means little dragon, or Shiryu, or any of the characters' name, and it will recognize you because they just care about the number. But apparently, for Senseiya, this specific game, they are kind of being very, very strict. So I'm just going to wait until the 24th. I'm just going to make all the showcases beforehand. And if I lose access to this account, I'm gonna be sad because I have a Hades, and I just got Hades here. And my Poseidon is also very near. Well, not that near, but I'm only missing this guy. And where's the big guy? And this guy, Radamantis, from the big characters. This is Radamantis. I just love how specters have a starry. They look like their costumes, their armors are made out of midnight. Something you don't see on the Gold Saints. And Scorpio Milo. Those are the guys that are missing. Well, Pavo Mayura. I don't know where she is. She's almost done. Here she is. And Pavo Mayura, because there's an achievement from completing your whole codex. Also, for gathering the 12 Gold Saints, you get a one-time reward of 888 diamonds. So there's that. That's why I want to get Milo. So from now on, I'm gonna be centering completely on the Awakening version until I can assess whether or not I lose access to this account. Well, thank you all for your time. The Patreon is ready, by the way. I'm gonna start leaving access to that, starting from $2 a month. You can always contribute a free amount of money. You don't have to subscribe to the Patreon. Uh, Backers from $5 or more get to get a team designed for a couple of galaxy fights, and in the upcoming Yamir tournament, they get to call the lineup for the fights. Of course, first come basis is going to be enforced, like um, first time backers get priority, and earlier backers are going to get priority. Um, $10 or more a month will give you a personalized review of your roster and pointers on how to develop it, depending on your level, depending on whether or not you're a free player or you are planning to spend, and a team designed for you to maximize your leveling speed and your PvE content um, clear speed. And backers of $50 or more in the game. Those last two tiers are still not implemented. Uh, but backers with $50 or more, they will get the same personalized team creating accessory or assessment, and they will get to call up to 20 summons in any upcoming banner that is not a repeat. $50 or more, and depending on your donation, of course, if you decide to not go with the pre-created backing options, if you make a personalized donation to the PayPal, you get to call the shots, and you get to tell me beforehand, because we use that money to buy summoning stars depending on availability, because not all packages can be bought every day. This game limits you in the quantity of stuff that you can buy every month. Because I personally just do the summons on the feature banner 10 at a time. But if you want to run experiments, if you want to test theories, if you back $50 or more, you get to call the shots on 20 summons. We throw them however you like, whenever you like, advanced or in the banner. 20 shots become yours completely, in any order, in any way, shape, or form, and you get all the previous benefits. So that's a that's a plan so far ahead. And I really thank you guys for watching. The YouTube stuff that gives me feedback on how you watch the videos tell me that you are really enjoying the 20 to half an hour videos a lot more than the very short ones, and even though not as much as the very long 1 hour long ones, people are staying. So I'm striving to do that. I'm striving to entertain you guys, and I'm striving for my information to be actually useful to you and not do clickbaity stuff, putting my face in the preview picture, acting all types of surprised. I feel that's dishonest, to be quite frank. So, anyways, that's all for today. Well, that's all for this video, because I have to I have to start recording many showcases. But tell you what, even if you're not a backer, even if you don't make a donation, right now, or 4, or in the future, you get to call the shots. Everybody, tell me, I'm going to record all of them. For the characters that are not yet released in Awakening. So you can ask about anybody. In this video, you get to call the shots on the release order of the showcases for the coming week. Highest number of votes for a particular character, get that character first, and we work in descending order. So you get to choose. I don't have Poseidon, so I can talk about Poseidon, and I don't have Radamantis. I can talk from experience, and in the showcases, since those are very common characters in PvP, I will be facing those characters and tell you my insight. I cannot tell you on the build right now, but I can tell you how to counter them. But any other character, just say the word, say the order, and tell me what character you want to see first. That are not yet in the Awakening version. I already did one on Ayala Shaka, but there's Divine Cloth Pegasus, there's former Pope Shion, there is Sea Dragon Cannon, and of course most of the Marine Generals haven't been released. There is Pandora, there is Evil Saga, there is this guy who I don't like a lot, Power of the Nebula Shun. There's Chrysaor, Krishna, and this was recently released. She gets a feature, of course. She was just added. I don't know. I think it's Katya of the Northern Crown. This is not from the original Saint Seiya. This is from the spin-off. This is from Saintia show. Oh, who else? Who else? Oh, well. Lumnades, Casa, the Salamander, Seahorse Bayan from the Marine Generals. I'm going to work on this girl just to know what she does, because she has a very big ass. Bow. And who else is missing from the A cards? Well, there's Warm Raimi, who I don't have. But from the B cards, there is Deep Niobe. And this guy hasn't been released. I'm just gonna bring him to 40, but he's really, really bad. This is Lion Minor Ban, the last of the Bronze Saints, and who hasn't been released over at Saint Seiya Awakening. So there is that. Oh, and original Phoenix Iki, for the guys who don't have him. He's a worthwhile character, but until he's maxed out, and just like Saga, he's a one-trick pony. Like, he's there for the AoE, but so he suffers against Jun, he suffers against Mu, he suffers against Shion, and just revives once. So he's not a particularly favorite of mine. I just got him for the unlocking completion, to have the 5 Bronze Saints. But if you want him, I can do a showcase on him. I just have to up his levels a bit more and work on some Cosmos, because right now he's not very impressive. And then after those who are not yet released, I'm going to start working on characters that are from Awakening that you might be missing out on, like Firebird Dicky and Shaina of the Ophiuco. That's the snake. And some people don't seem to understand how to play Athena. Athena is very kick-ass on PvP. On PvE, not so much. But on PvP, she's a godsend, especially against the buffing opponents. And of course, the big bad Lord Hades, Pluto, Lord of the Underworld, ruler of the land of the dead. You can vote on whoever you like, whoever gets more votes. Votes, not votes. gets the showcase released first. I'm going to be recording today, that's Thursday, and tomorrow Friday, and I start uploading these showcases on Saturday. So vote, share the video, leave a like, leave a comment with your vote on who you want to see showcased first. Doesn't matter if you are in the Chinese version or the Awakening version or the Japanese one, because even if you don't have them, you have to know how these characters work, because you are going to be facing them on PvP real soon. And for the people that are asking, when is this coming out? When is this content coming out for Awakening? Well, originally this took months. And in the Awakening version, they are doing banners every week without stopping. But they have shown that they are willing to do repeats of past banners. So any order for the release is going to be off. But just judging from the storyline that was released in the last patch, we are almost on top of the Poseidon saga. So as soon as those guys are enabled through storyline, then you're going to get a banner for the rest of the S-card C generals, because the A cards are usually just released into the normal summons. So Seahorse, Lumnades, and the other guy, Siren Tetis, they are all going to be released into the normal summonings. But Canon and Chrysaor, they are more likely going to come in a double banner. When? Who knows? Because they might do the 12 Saints banner next, or they might do the Shion one first, or Ayala Shaka first instead of Canon and the rest of the Sea Generals. Who knows what they're planning to do? But this is what I don't like about the Awakening version. They are just really milking this cow dry, because everything, they don't give you enough time to gather summoning stars, because you can gather around 240 each month for free. So if you really set your mind to it, you can just wait until Ayala, Poseidon, or Hades are released and just go ham on those events. The more stars you have, the more chances you are actually going to get, because I have done better on high summon pulls, doing 10 at a time, but pulling for 50, 80, 100, 135, I think was my highest in the Chinese version. And that's what I got, a ton of S cards. So it's crazy, it's crazy. So anyways, that's the dynamic for this week, boys. Vote on who you want to see next. Only this video. The other videos don't count, because if people want to see Godcloth Seiya so much, they are going to vote on this video for Godcloth Seiya if they want to see that. You get to vote, you get to control the release order of my showcases of characters that are not yet released on Awakening. And then, of course, the guys I already have on Awakening, they get to be done next. And I'm going to be centering more on the Awakening version now. So thank you all for your time. I love you guys. Channel is growing. I really dig it. I'm loving it. So see you around the next time. And remember, in the meantime, keep grinding on.